G'day team. So I'm going to do a quick video about test panning a creek that is a public one, and no doubt it's been hammered all summer long. It's now autumn, getting a bit colder in the water, and there's potential there won't be as many people there. So I guess we'll find out, but I'll test a few common spots where gold should deposit and to see if I come up with any of the shiny stuff. So follow me along on this little short video and we'll see how we go. Okay, so I found a spot. There's a bit of an inside bend. It's a delicate one, but it looks like it's had historic mining here, because it's been stacked. The rocks are stacked very nicely, but they're actually under quite a bit of new growth. So it tells me it's been mined a long time ago, which I already knew anyway. Let's face it, it's a public site. But I found some, I'll turn the camera around in a minute, found some rocks, some big boulders of quartz. These are typically like to hang out with some gold. So let's do a bit of a test pan, see if we find anything. If we find nothing, we'll move on. I'll just show you what I've found. So we've got a bend that comes around here. Now I thought about going over here, but what happens is the next bend below me, it changes and goes around the other corner. So there's some gravels down here. There's a bit of workings through here, but there's gravels, and then there's some big boulders, and then just over there, and then just over this bedrock, it drops in as well. So I'll do a couple of test pans and see if I find anything. If you've just stumbled across my channel and you like my content, well, smash that like button and consider subscribing. You never know, you might learn something, or you might find it'll fill in those times where you can't be in the creek. So let's go. Got to break up all that moss. The gold likes to sit in the top of it, so you've got to give it a chance to drop through. Right, let's pan. Like I said, you've got to stratify, so that's vigorous shaking. Get that gold, which is 19 times heavier than water, to sink through the other aggregates, bits of clay, and settle on the bottom of your pan. And then you just want to rinse. Rinse the lighter material out the front of your pan, and once in a while bring all the material back to the bottom so our riffles can collect anything that we want to keep. So I've found one good sized chunk. I might do another pan, but other than that, it's not worth me hanging around here. So just here. So we've confirmed there's gold there, one little chunk. I'll snuff that up and take another pan, a little bit more of the moss, because I imagine anything that's flowed over the top down this hill, it's caught up during the moss before it gets down to the bottom. So let's snuff that up. So push out, and then as you release, put it over the top of the gold. And it's up in the bottle. It's in there now, safely locked away for later on. Couple of tiny bits, only a couple of bits, so let's move on. So what we have here, some broken bedrock, and you find it can be super fine sediment below. So I'll clean out around here and just see if anything historically is dropped in there. Now, if you guys have watched a few of my videos, I believe this is the guy I lost in this creek and then found it 6 months later, maybe a year later. So I'm calling that lucky. Let's see if it's lucky, eh? So sometimes we also use a yabby pump, but basically what it consists of is there is a rubber gland at the bottom, and as you draw it up it creates a vacuum, and then you plonk it into your pan right beside your grandmother's best silver spoon. I like to think I'm adding back into the ecosystem as I rub that against rocks. So there's about 5 or 6 colours in there. So I think I'll keep working this rock, just breaking out those little fine layers where gold could have settled in between them hundreds of years ago, and just work their way to the bottom of those fractures. So once again, get everything to the front of your pan and just slowly wash it back. The idea, want the gold to settle. Sometimes tapping can walk the gold to that side of the pan. So I'm looking at maybe 8 or 9 pieces. But it all adds to the total. So as you can see, this is where the fine sediment makes its way. Here, coats the rock. See? Every little bit counts. Can you guys see that chunky bit? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So there's a few more bits, I'll carry on. So I was cleaning out this piece of rock just over here, and I've got a few colours. So I found a little area, comes around, rolls over a rock, and then drops down. Now it's been dug before, so I've taken the soft, fine gravel off the top, no real sediment in there, so it's not compacted. So it's been done before, but I've dug down and I'm going to try for below it. So as you can see, I've taken off all this fine loose stuff, and I'm back down here to where there's a lot more sediment on the gravel. So we'll do a test pan in here, just see how we go, because it would have rolled over the top down here. You know, there's lots of crevices it could have stopped in, but it's always going to make its way, if it can, to the lowest possible point. So I'm going to dig down here for a bit, do a couple of pans, see how we go. Rightio guys, so I did probably an hour, just little spots, testing. Found a few spots, others were just a bust. I'll show you what I got, not worth weighing, but it just proves that if you do test pan, you will find gold. And when you find a good enough pan, you might as well keep staying there for a while and see what you can find. So what I did find was quite chunky, which would lead me to believe it's come from above down. It's not been pounded as it comes down the river, so it's not flat and rounded. It's quite coarse. So yeah, so I would be guessing that during floods, winters, it works its way down from above. Rightio, until the next one, I will see you around. Get out there and heavy pans.